Hello, Serge here from the backyard driving range. All right. Today we're going to read two questions and comments that came in. They go hand in hand. So I'll start off with the first one here. And this one comes from Sai Wong. And he says, "Hi Don, my club pro says to compress the ball properly, your hands must be in front of the ball at impact. Is this a rotational swing concept or does it apply to PPGS as well? If so, how do you move your hands forward at impact while swinging up? I find it very difficult." You can't, because it's not a concept of PPGS. It's absolutely almost diametrically opposed. Okay? Then he comes with a second point. "This may be another topic, but my club pro also mentions in relation to grip that a smaller grip enhances wrist cocked action. As no wrist action is the best action," I see you've been paying attention to the some of the tenets of the peak performance golf swing. "Should I get my grips thickened using paper lining inside the grip to promote still wrists? I tend to flip the club at impact a lot." Okay, I'm going to say yes and no. Go to a club fitter, and if he says you need thicker grips, then yes, get them built up. If you don't, then you don't, because that's not the reason why you're flipping the club. I can play with ladies' grips. I can take the grip off this club and still hit the ball straight because I control my wrist action at impact. All right? And how do I control it? By making a correct setup and a correct swing. And if you're doing a lot of the correct things, like you're saying, like not like holding your wrist and everything else, I got to believe that probably the number one issue why you're flipping your wrist is because you're probably aiming a mile to the right. And therefore, it's at the last moment your brain is figuring out. Let's say, for example, the camera is my target, but I'm out here aimed out way over there. What do I have to do? I got to turn a little bit more to get it over there. And then if you turn it, if you started to flip before impact, and by the time the club hits the ball, it faces way left. The ball's starting left and going left. All right. And after you do that, then you hold on and it goes to the right. So I don't think it's just a point of grip. That's a too blatant overall statement as to what could be an issue. There's only one way. Go see a good fitter and get your grip size checked, what size grips you need, and then have them check what size you got on your golf clubs. All right? And so you only build up the grips if you have big hands, long fingers or whatever, and you need bigger grips, or if your fingers are way too small, then you go to shorter to thinner grips. They make them in different thicknesses, and sometimes if you really need them small enough, you use ladies' grips on a golf club, because ladies' grips are a little bit thinner, because overall ladies do not have the size hands that men have. And again, there are some ladies who have bigger than normal hands, and they're using men's grips. But they went and they got fitted by a competent fitter. And all of our swing surgeon certified fitters are very confident, and they will give you the best grip that you can that fits your hand, and build your clubs that fits your body. Okay, so Sai has his good questions there. And the first one is about the shaft leaning forward at impact. I'm going to get into that more, because that's what basically this second question, the comments and question, comes about. These come in to me from Jerry. And Jerry says, "Don, I've been seeing the Tour Striker advertised where the striking face is higher on the club face, on the club, i.e. you have to have a forward shaft lean when you strike the ball to get the face of the club full on." All right, that's sort of like the concept of what the hands in front of the ball at impact that Sai just alluded to in his question. "I have been following you for over a year, bought your videos and other tools, and know you advocate an upward strike, not a downward one. Could you discuss this issue on forward shaft lean and compression to get a better result? Many thanks, Jerry." I'll be happy to, Jerry. Basically, I think that the question about the Tour Striker or forward shaft lean comes up. I get at least one question or more every week or so comes in, and either just about forward shaft lean, or they actually mention the Tour Striker. That's a club that was designed because to effectually hit a downward blow. All right. Now, many golfers with rotational swings, and there's a swing called stack and tilt, that they want your weight way on the left, way forward, and your hands are already forward. So they want you hitting down on the ball as you hit through. In many cases, they're asking you to rotate a lot this way, and it's a rotational swing starting from even farther left than what most average rotational swing instructors will set you up at. And they want that forward shaft lean. And so basically with a forward shaft lean, you're de-lofting the club, so you might hit the ball a little bit longer, but you're going to hit lower bullets. And then if the greens have any kind of firm, try stopping those on the green. Okay? So, but it's got us ahead of the ball. In a peak performance golf swing, we start with a preloaded heavy right swing. We swing vertical with a limited turn in the mitten up the tree. We come back to, and when we make our transition, it's a little bit of a forward left bump. The hips go forward a little bit. The bump is only about 1 inch, and it creates what Dr. Armstrong calls a secondary spine angle tilt. I'm already preloaded heavy right. I got a little bow on my body. I turn here, and when I bump, the bow gets a little bit bigger because the bump shifts laterally left just a little bit. The shift is what? From my right foot to my left foot. My hips on my belt buckle will only move about 1 inch, maybe 2 at the most, because if I bump too much and my knee gets outside of my forward knee gets outside of my forward foot, I'm going to collapse backwards and I'm going to be in trouble. But what that does is that secondary spine angle tilt, as Dr. Armstrong calls it, is what gets us a little bit back. And as quick as I'm back and I start to swing up, the point is I'm giving myself the room for my arms to straighten out at impact, both arms to straighten out at impact, which is what baseball players do. You see most baseball players, their weight goes backwards a little bit when they hit the ball, all right? They hit the ball, and it allows their arms to straighten out at impact, both of them. I have a picture in one of the files I keep in my briefcase of pictures of golf positions and everything else, and I have one of a cricket player, the batter, and he's got all these pads on, and knee pads and leg pads, I should say, and a shoulder pad and everything else. And he's got that cricket bat, which is about that big, but it is rounded a little bit. And at impact, this gentleman, and they throw the ball really low, and I think they bounce it off the ground some. I'm not a cricket expert. I've seen him do it now and then on TV, but I'm not an expert. But I do know that this gentleman is in there, arms both straight at impact, just like we want in golf. That's the maximum power, because I'm coming down, my arms, all the muscles in my arms are at their maximum. Have a little bit of contraction at the top of the swing, especially when I do my transition and the hips going this way and the arms and club going this way. There's got to be a winner. Do we want everything to go that way, or do we want it to keep going that way? Well, heck no, I got to hit the ball. It's down there, so we want it to go that. We want it to go from here to there. So that's when this force hits that force, that's when I'm going to break down more than anything if it's going to happen. That's why I'm really working to fight it, and I'm trying to maintain it. And then once I got here and I start swinging the club to the ball, which is like the rock on a string. Here's the rock, here's the string, and here's my hand holding the rock on a string. As the body is moving, which symbolizes the hand, the string is straightening out to its max, which is giving me maximum power. As compared to being ahead of it, in many cases they can't straighten their arms out because they're so far ahead of it, and they very likely move downward. They're coming through, and they got the forward shaft lean, but they're either bending their left wrist a little bit, their forward wrist, or their forward arm, and they don't meet maximum extension until well after the ball is hit. So they're hitting down on it. And as anybody who's read enough of stuff in my videos and audios and these dailies know, I think down is one of the worst concepts of things that have ever been perpetrated on golf. It's one of the biggest. I think I'll go so far as to say not only it's part of myths, misconceptions, and lies. We want to swing up, hit the ball. Downswing is free. I don't need to work and add more energy to coming down. As long as I'm swinging and letting my arms and trying to swing my arms fast as I can up to the finish within control and within limits of what my body and the forces my body can handle, I'm swinging up. I want my arms straight at impact. And I want to be behind the ball at impact, and I want to swing up to the finish. Because why? The lift is not free. The downswing is free. And then the forward lift of the forward swing, lifting up and swinging over the shoulders, isn't free. So I got my energy. I got the lift here. Once I get that free fall to start, and I'm just swinging to my finish up there. I say that once I hit the ball, you cannot stand up fast enough. I want you to hit the ball, and I want you hitting it, and I want you popping up like a Pop-Tart out of a toaster. I want you swinging up AF-A-piece as fast as possible, swinging up and standing up. As far as I'm concerned, once you strike it, you cannot stand up fast enough. Look at Annika Sorenstam. Just go look at her swings. She was excellent. And you'll look at most of the top vertical players, Tom Watson, Jack Nicklaus, all those guys. They're right up here and they get to that nice level finish. There's no big reverse C back here, because many times when you hit down, you're going so far forward. That's why you see most of these people that are forward shaft lean. In many cases, you see them, they have to cut their swing off over here. Why? Because if they swung up, they're so far forward, they'd fall down. so the brain shuts it off so they don't fall down. We want to go up to that tee finish. So forward shaft lean is absolutely, positively, as far as I'm concerned, not the way to swing a golf club, not the way to hit a golf ball, and certainly not the way to play golf. Plus, I think you'll find it's going to be very stressful on your back, taking divots and very steep downward divots with a forward shaft lean on full shot, shot after shot, even with a driver, you're hitting it off the tee. You're going to find that you're going to, especially the divots, you're going to start having high probability of problems with your with pain in your fingers, your wrist, your forearms, elbows, all the way up to your neck, and it can go all the way back down to your back and your hips. All right, so banging into the ground every shot with deep divots is not the way to play golf. All right, now I do have forward shaft lean if I'm in here hitting little chips and pitch shots, and even when I hit those, I'm still just nipping it. If I'm on the side of a green, I'm not taking big divots around the side of a green. If I'm hitting with chipping with a 7-iron or something, I want to get the forward shaft lean. It might deal off the club a little bit, but why? I'm trying to keep the ball low so it'll hit the green and run. Heck, even with a sand wedge, I can still. Let's say I want to hit a pitch and run shot with a sand wedge. I'll have forward shaft lean with that club. So I'm going to put the ball back. I'm going to get my body a little forward, but I'm still going to what? I'm just going to nip it. Now you see, because the sand wedge has probably about 20 degrees more loft, or 15 or whatever it is, than that 7-iron did. The 7-iron took off at this height, that one took off at that height. So yeah, I'll have forward shaft lean on those shots, but only because I'm hitting chips and pitches where I want the ball low and then run out on the green. And I can even hit a low pitch shot, say 50-yard shot with a sand wedge that I want to come in low, hit and hopefully stop better, or at least run out to the flag. And so I can still stand here, keep the ball maybe in the middle, but get my body a little bit forward, come back, just take my normal swing. You see how much higher that went off the roll? But if I was hitting that shot 50 yards, that ball would come in, hit, and just run out a little bit. That's the only time I have forward shaft lean, but I'm still not taking down big, deep divots. And I think you can see that when I hit those balls, when I hit that ball, even still, when I hit it, I'm at maximum extension of my arms. Okay? So, except for hitting chip shots and little pitch shots, in a peak performance golf swing, we have our arms, we're hitting our ball with the arms extended, and we're behind the ball, and the club is squaring up. Okay? So forward shaft lean only exists in PPGS in the short game around the green for chips and pitches. But in anything with a full swing, we do not have forward shaft lean and hitting down on the ball. We swing up to the tee finish. So the club will be going faster because you're swinging up. And you'll get to your better tee finish because you're swinging up and over your forward shoulder. Okay? That's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.